Yesterday I swapped that PoE splitter on the southeast camera on the house, and it's been freezing a lot less frequently than it was, but that was actually the first PoE splitter that was on the west end camera on the shed. And when we swapped that out for another one, that camera worked better, so I'm thinking it's worth swapping this PoE splitter again. So I'll go and get a ladder and do that sometime. Another thing I did yesterday was look in these three boxes to see if I could find the other end of the cables. And in 2 of the 3 cases I did. So I put plugs on the inside end and the outside end as well, so I could actually test the connectivity end to end. And that means I now know I have a good plug on the end that will be pulled. So I pull a new cable from here up to the west end up there. You can see the blue cable up there. So pull that cable up and then cut it to the right length and put an end on it, knowing that the far end is good already. So that was the plan there. As to why I have 3 boxes of cable, well, that was just one of those little communication hiccups that happen. I said I want this one or this one or this one, so I got all 3. Then that happened similarly with prepared 100 metre external sort of shielded Ethernet cables, and I ended up with 3 of those. So one of those got used between here and the house, so went from here across to the storeroom in the house, and then the switch at the far end didn't want to speak to the switch at this end. And I thought, cable's tested okay, but it's just too far, 100 metres maybe. So we pulled all the extra slack out of it and cut it shorter, and now it works fine. Yeah, so what else is on today? Well, today is Sunday, and I have a bit of a regular thing I do on Sundays, which is run the diesel genset for 10 minutes or so. And while I'm doing that, get myself out here. While I'm doing that, I actually drain the water out of the accumulator for the pressure pump. So that thing up there, what happens is over time the air that's supposed to be at the top gets absorbed into the water, I think. Either that or there's a very, very fine leak. So eventually the water level creeps up to the top, and the effect that we're supposed to get with the pump of going zzz, click, becomes zzz, click, zzz, click, zzz, click. Yeah, about 6,000 litres still, not too bad. Okay, so what I do is I turn off the pump, then I go out and turn on the tap at the far end of the garden. So I run the hose down here to this passion fruit plant, which you can see is streaking up that wall. I'm sure that's a good 25 centimetres taller than last time I looked at it. Yeah, so that's just the water being pushed out by pressure. Now what I do is go back and open the vent tap. So opening this, that lets the air flow back up into the top as the gravity drains the water out from that pipe across and down the garden. And while that's happening, I'll run the genset for a while. phases are lit up on the board to say the genset's running. But yeah, this stuff's mostly working okay. It still does have occasional random resets, which show up in the form of cameras rebooting and things like that. Still waiting on the replacement control board for that first one to arrive from Australia. I start the genset once a week just to make sure we don't run into that situation we had previously where it wouldn't start at all. I think that was because it had air get into the fuel system through sitting too long. This way hopefully we keep the fuel in the system. But yeah, run it for 10 minutes or so, and that's enough to get things warmed up, get all the oil circulated, everything lubricated properly, and not use too much diesel. I think that's given that one enough of a soak, so I'll dribble a bit of water on some of these others. I'm not sure if it's too late for that one. I actually do this bit more than once a week because the air does get absorbed faster than I would like. In that pressure accumulator. I gather in commercial type pressure pumps with cylinders, air cylinders, there's a diaphragm between the water and the air so that you don't have this issue. Well, it's still alive at least. And I think we've about run out. There we go, so that's done. So I can wind up the hose again. Close the head valve. And turn the pump circuit back on. Now that's got a 1 minute countdown timer there. So it's powered the UV sterilizer up. It gives that a minute to warm up before this thing says okay, time it up is passed. It activates that contactor, which is the power to the pump. And this has had long enough. That's it until next Sunday. Just check the fuel level. Good. And we have more than 5/8 of the tank. I just heard the camera above me, which is the one at the west end, so it was starting up, so turning off the genset has caused some sort of event on the power system inside, I'd say. But that's okay. Yeah, so we got 6,000 litres in that back tank, and there's still 18,500 in the front tank, so it's still good for a while yet. Well, there's no rain on the 10-day forecast. That's the pump started up, and you can hear it running now, and that's pressurising up the air in the pressure accumulator. So, done. I'll lock up shop again. I've got some rust converter, anti-rust primer and anti-rust paint that I'll use on this cover sometime or other. Get it back to good condition. And then I'll see about getting that chain put back on the side of the concrete mixer and get the cover bolted back on. And if there's leftover primer and rust converter and paint, I'll apply some to that. Well, my gallon washer is turned up. Can't see the screen very well but where I've got it set up, but let's see how we go. Hard to see what the seams are on this. Good. I suspect this power cable is not going to be near long enough. There's a power cable, a power receptacle just through in that corner over there. So, it's a matter of how we do this. That's better. It's in there well enough. So if we turn this around, well, the cable was about 3 inches or 75 millimeters too short to plug in when it was sitting up here, so I opted to go for a plug board through the window. If I can get the plug through the concertina wire. Yes, I can. Okay, so that's good. So that can hang over here. Plug it in inside. So that's plugged in there. Just tidy it up a bit by taking it out as far as I can. I don't like electricity near water, so I'll take it up as far from the water as I can. Okay. Done. Now I've just got to clean up my mess. All this packaging material. Well, that looks like a gar. The idea is you have a bit of, well, firstly, it's called a gallon washer. Now, it's G-A-L-O-N, not G-A-L-L-O-N, so it's not a measure of volume, although it may have been derived from that originally. But a gallon here, as in single L, is the water jugs that you see on water coolers. So the idea is that this thing, you put a bit of water in the thing, turn this on, and it wipes all the muck off the inside, whips it around, then you rinse it out and fill it up. So all good. And the reason I got it positioned there is because presumably water will get splashed around and it can travel off there to the drain. That's my thinking. This PowerPoint this is plugged into does have a RCB on the circuit, but this is only a 2-wire connection, so not sure how well that will work. should be okay still. But yeah, another task done. Well, turn off my fan. Jabota decided that she wants more plants, more decorative plants for the front of the shed. So I said, okay, if they're decorative rather than functional, they're for you, not for me. So she and Lizu and Aura and Azra and Dadang went out this morning. They've been away for hours, travelled many kilometres, and probably come back with another load of plants equivalent to this last lot. Well, they should be appearing around the corner here shortly. I know this because we have Life, what was it, Family 360? Life 360? That, yeah, allows us to keep track of where each other is. So real soon now. And they're travelling down a road that it was showing the speed as 5 kilometres an hour, which is probably normal, which I would say is less than walking speed, except for on that road you couldn't walk that fast. But on a good smooth pavement, yes, less than walking speed. There we go. Just going to persuade the goose to get out of the way. And the plants are standing much higher than the decorations. This is an issue. Those out of the way. Good choice. Aha, at least one of them is some kind of fruit tree. Yep, I see. Is it pomegranate or something? Yeah. Well, this is going to be interesting. Really tight corner that. Yeah, well, there we go. Parked in what will be shade before long. Okay, it sounds like of recognisable names. We have pomegranate, durian, cocoa, well-grown cocoa trees, which is good. Strawberry plants, by the look of it. And a few decorative ones. Apparently this was less expensive than the last trip. We'll see how we go. The back of Yaya's house is getting a bit of renovation. What was there previously has been demolished, pretty much. So that's what those bricks over there are about, I guess. This is good. Progress is rapid. They started this morning with demolition and it's not even 11:30. So we have a good start. Alright, day one, 2:30, we've come on a fair way. So obviously I'm going to put the doorway over the other end this time. It's bigger than it used to be. You can see where that vertical is there, that's where the far wall used to be. Very good. Perhaps Shibata is right. There is a bright building. That looks like it's going to be her current final arrangement of the plants. She tends to rearrange things all the time, so let's see. But among the plants that were bought were there's 3 cocoa trees up there, which are reasonable size, so we may actually get cocoa pods in my lifetime, so I can have a go at making chocolate. I did replace that PoE switch again, sorry, PoE splitter, and this one's just like the last one. The camera freezes up less frequently than it did on the original splitter, but it still freezes a bit. I think residual problems are probably the camera itself, given that one I bought when I was still in Tullamarine, and when it arrived it was the lens was all fogged up because it had water inside, so I took the back cover off and left it outside on a few 43-degree days to dry out, after which it seemed to be okay. But yeah, still freezes, but that's not a big issue. It's not like I'm recording it and using it for important stuff. Well, it's Friday, so I should get this video sorted out. You can see the wall around Yaya's back section has gone up fairly well. I think I should go around the north side and see what we see from there. As you can see, the doorway is not on this side anymore. You would have seen in the video previously, if you watched those, that this used to be the outside opening on this side. And here we are at the north side. That's interesting. Storing the box. Oh well, now we know. I'd better see if I can edit this down to something that's not overly long, I guess, and get it uploaded.